live button, we should go live. But it's also stuff like I walked past like a hut where there was a hag, and I killed the hag, and then while I was doing that, three bandits spawned in front of the hag, which like doesn't happen in Skyrim ever. Then I had to kill those. Then I walked maybe 10 minutes to get a dog from somewhere. And like as I walk back, there's these three bandits, the same ones I just killed, that had respawned at the same spot, like following that path. So I kill them again. And then as I show up to the fucking place, there is the hag again. I kill her. And then the three bandits respawn. Like, this is all within 20 minutes of gameplay. So the Golgi amulet was able to recharge in that time frame.
Hello.
This is very useful.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hello, Git.
Hello, Posh.
Fuck you. I have COVID again, for anyone who doesn't know.
I
Very
literally,
mild.
all I said was, hello, Posh. What the fuck, dude?
I have to warn you. I can transmit COVID through airwaves now.
Oh, please give me some of that COVID.
I'm
I
immune,
could use a couple
dude.
of sick days.
I can never get COVID again.
That's
had
what
it.
Chris said. He did 2 years of not fucking around and finding out, and now look at him.
I see. This is people shouldn't like at this point in time. People should realize that you're just gonna have COVID.
I
Yeah,
haven't
but
had it yet.
I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it out of company company policy.
Yeah.
Like that, our company policy is: you have COVID, go back. Go back home.
Yeah. Isn't that the law that you have to go home? I mean, it might. It's England, so it might be a little different.
It is unclear to me in English law whether it is like an actual law now. I do know that a lot of companies still require you to go home, more or less.
Yeah.
So I'm just treating it as more or less company policy.
Speaking of COVID, I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad now, right? So, when the whole vaccine hubbub came around,
Yes.
I delayed getting the vaccine for as long as possible. Like, I was at the ass end of, like, my age group. Like, before, sort of, like, it was like, all right, your turn has passed, it's now someone else's turn, and your turn is going to come around again in a couple months. I delayed it until the very last minute because I wanted all like the sort of, research to come out about the random things. And thank God I missed out on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Yeah.
I never got the booster.
The
'Cause, you know, I
Johnson and
figured-
Johnson vaccine wasn't dangerous though. It was effective and it worked fine. Like,
Yes,
what do you mean?
but there was also like a tiny, like above acceptable minority for Denmark of people getting really, really, really dangerously ill from that vaccine.
Yeah, perhaps for Denmark, but like nowhere else. Like they had tested it. Like all the research was already out when they came out with the vaccine. Like this is I have to you were absolutely correct when you said you were gonna make some people mad with this. Because you have successfully made me mad. This is something that I saw, especially with like not healthcare professionals who weren't trained in medical science, so like nurses, who were like, yeah, I'm actually going to wait because for me personally, the science isn't in yet. And like all the doctors were getting shot as soon as possible. They're like, yes, the medical science is in. Give me the shit. Give me the shit. Give me the shit. But then, like 3 months later, the social pressure around these people mounted to enough that they were like, okay, now I'm going to take the vaccine because all my friends have it. And then, like, they post hoc rationalized it with, now for me, the science is in. These 3 months really made the whole difference somehow.
But yeah,
Of course it did.
so not only that, right? But
What?
I work in retail, so I
Oh,
have a lot
dude.
of
Yeah.
I have a lot of like customer interaction, like very
Yeah.
closely. Every one of my coworkers have managed to land themselves with COVID. I haven't.
That's wild. That is like straight up crazy.
Yes. Well, to be fair, I think every single one of apart from my COO, have managed to get COVID. I think.
Now,
I mean, it
mind
took
you,
me 2 years to get it. And then when I did get it, it was like when I had to run a game session and a lot of shit. It was very bad timing. Yeah, but this is just, I expect I'm gonna get it again at some point, and I also expect that I'm gonna get vaccinated again. Because by the way, I want to because I've been seeing this shit floating around that the vaccines aren't effective anymore after 3 months. No, that is not how that works. That yes, you don't have antibodies anymore after 3 months, but that's just like half of the immune system. The other half, you don't have antibodies against fucking measles in your blood either. Yet, somehow, when the measles come, the antibodies show up again as well. Because that's how the immune system works.
Speaking of which, recently, nowadays in England, I don't know, in Britain, and this is purely in Britain because I have no reference for anywhere the fuck else. We are having a resurgence of polio.
Yeah.
Fucking polio.
This is the kind of shit that happens with anti-vaxxers, dude.
Speaking of Britain, right? So a couple of days ago, there was a massive, for Denmark anyway, shooting in a mall, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that in Copenhagen.
In a mall called
Copenhagen.
So
Copenhagen,
big news, right? And it's open. The news on it has been run for a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the day after, right? Something or another happens with the British Parliament, and our news over here has been exploding with it.
Oh yeah,
it's like, what the fuck is going on?
So if I can kind of talk about that just quickly, and this is not to steal the limelight, but like, it looks fucked from every angle for him. Like, there is no way he's getting out of this alive.
I mean, yeah, he's resigned as PM.
Sorry, are they going to kill Boris Johnson?
No, Boris Johnson has both resigned as party leader first, by the way. So, okay, let me fully explain it. But so he's resigned as party leader.
I watched the news
for
like
Tories.
an hour ago, so I know that he's only resigned as party leader and not as prime minister.
No, he's also handed in his letter of resignation as prime minister. I think it's letter of resignation.
Has this happened in the last hour?
It's happened like, Chris, how far would
because
you say?
Because he wants to stay on until October. And he says that then after that has happened, he's going to leave.
Yeah, 4 hours ago, I would say. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, definitely 4 hours ago. But yeah, and so basically, also, one thing I want to explain, because this is entirely fucking fucked in the UK politics, is you can resign as party leader, mind you, party leader, so that means the leader of the party in government, or not in government or whatever, but you do not have to resign as minister.
Yeah.
Or prime minister.
Yeah.
On a slightly amusing note, the value of the pound has gone up quite a bit since Boris Johnson announced his resignation.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that irony is...
Like, not only that, right, but crypto's power use has gone down. Like, Bitcoin's power use went from like 200 terawatts an hour down to like 140.
It's I think 150,000 cubic tons of CO2 that doesn't get blown into the atmosphere every day now.
Oh yeah, like Bitcoin is no longer consuming the same amount of electricity in a week that Norway does in a month.
Yeah.
Holy
and it's gonna continue crashing, so like that's very good.
It's like the world is healing.
Yeah. I mean, this is
The-
very
the
good,
world-
especially for like
the
the
world isn't
energy
healing.
crisis. This is
The
gonna.
world isn't healing. It's more
Do
or
you know
less just
how I
saying.
know?
"Fuck
You know how I
you."
know the world is healing? Danish gas prices are actually going down.
Oh yeah, gas prices have been reported to go down more or less kind of everywhere in Europe, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
America
Must-
too, because Biden said go down, and then they did.
he sat it with the
Based
magic
Biden.
oil wand.
He straight up he like tweeted it like make the make the I can't do Biden impression. Make them go down, and they have like straight up like a couple hours after his tweet. I don't know what the fuck happened, but they just went down like they crashed almost.
Jesus.
Welcome to the power of the CIA.
Yeah, that's some fucking crazy.
It's a
shit.
party in the CIA.
I mean, there's been a lot of stuff happening in various areas. Like, for instance, in Germany, gas. It was so fucked up, right? So basically, the government went ahead and was like, "Yeah, we're going to give the gas companies money so they will lower the gas prices."
Yeah.
Because there's a liberal faction of the government, and they were like, we have to do that. And then that didn't work at lowering the gas prices because they went up.
Yeah, exactly.
And the companies were like,
they
we have
money.
absolutely no control over this. And then the liberals were like, oh, this we have to blame like the economy minister for this, because the economy minister is a green. And he was like, yeah, no, fuck this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the powers of the antitrust fucking organization, and they are now going to investigate the petrol companies.
Based.
Yeah.
Oh, Burger, you want to hear something even more based? And
Potentially.
let me go straight out the gate with this. I've always told you France was based. France is nationalizing EDF, the largest electrical company in France.
Okay, that's good actually. That's pretty cool.
I keep telling you France is based, but nobody would believe me. Everybody was fucking calling me fucking insane, man.
Well,
the
leftists have like gained a lot of political power in France recently, though. So
that is true. We are seeing a resurgence of like. Not necessarily electable, I would say, but you are seeing a lot more prominent left-wingers, especially... God damn it, I keep forgetting his name. Holy shit.
Yeah, but I know the guy you mean, though. Like,
Yeah, like But the one thing I will say is... Yes, I will gladly eat a banana when you and your country does not... Well, you. When your country sorts out its issues...
Eat a banana.
What are you talking about? What, Posh? What do you?
You know, Silver is American, so his country is currently facing issues, right?
Yeah.
So once that's sorted,
okay,
I will happily use it now.
I didn't see Silver's post in chat. Yeah.
Also, it's not a banana, since I'm a surrender monkey, it's cheese, which I will gladly eat any day of the week.
Cheese is bomb, actually, yeah. But yeah, so there's been a lot of, like, movement happening. Like gas...
It feels
Just
great.
Google petrol prices. Petrol prices. Oh, for fuck, just give me a chart.
You're gonna look up historical gas prices.
I'm gonna do it like to right now. God damn it! Why is there different types of it?
Of gas.
Yeah. Why is there different ones? I just want to put in petrol price, and I want a number and a graph. That's all I want. I don't want to have to
You're not getting any.
Google any info. I don't want to have to understand any context. I just want my information so I can interpret it the way that I like. and
You and
then
most people on the internet, apparently.
yes, exactly, and then like use it to bolster my argument.
Not happening, Bert. Not happening.
Uh,
God damn.
yeah,
I don't know
so
why, but
it's been
recently I've
yes.
just been having like a fucking binge on programming again.
What do you mean a bit?
Just
Isn't
been
it,
looking.
isn't it literally your job?
My job is more specifically being a quality assurance tester, which does involve some programming, but not the programming you think. Like, I'm not programming actual systems, I'm just programming tests.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more or less just program a system that just runs tests on the product we make.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else.
And so you've been instead programming like gay sex
Actual.
software.
Yes.
Being
Yes, very
being
much.
gay software.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that in my life?
Yeah.
I will be posting. Well, no, I can't post the link because that would be my actual public work GitHub, and I don't want to dox that. That's a very bad idea, especially on the internet. Like, I might DM it to some people just so they can check out, but I will not actually publish that on the server because that's just like a terrible fucking idea.
Chris, is the thing like in the gray line there? Is that post 2008 financial crisis? Like I can't see the fucking lower act, whatever the name of the lower axis is.
Oh no, that's because the lower axis is fucked.
Okay.
What do you mean
That-
lower axis is fucked?
The dip is April 2020.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that actually I remember that. Where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it went like, oh yeah, gas prices are low now, and the Saudis were like, oh no.
Well,
yes.
the gas prices were so low that the U.S. government were paying people to take barrels of oil from them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's bad.
God, imagine
Days.
the people who took that deal right now. They're probably giggling their asses off.
I mean, this is like more like a Bitcoin situation. They're just gonna be sitting
Steam
on it.
sales have officially ended, but there's still quite a few games that are popping up on my feed.
Okay.
This is a fucking great. This is a great image.
No, I'm just saying it because I'm like interested in a lot of the games. Also, I am so happy I've managed to find the game that really appeals to me. Holy shit.
Is it the gay sex game?
Yeah. Did you?
I mean,
program it
there is
yourself?
that one.
The
There is that
Steam
one.
summer sales, the type of capitalism we can all be happy to engage with.
I mean, who is it? Like, it is literally just Steam going, hey, you know what? Capitalism is harsh, so here's some deals
Steam
for
is
you.
like one step away from being like, yeah, we're transforming into a cooperative. By the way, like, there's Steam. You know, I say this often, but like, among the terrible big tech companies, Steam is still one of the better ones.
Oh yeah.
Not saying they're like good, but you can get Leisure Suit Larry the complete compilation for
Ha!
God.
$15. What this
LMAO.
usually would cost over $100 to get the Leisure Suit Larry games. What the fuck, dude?
Even for
Bruh.
$5, it's still not worth it. That
Like,
game
what
series is awful.
What the shit? Like, this was cool when I
It
was
is
like
literally
11 years old.
Get this. It was based off an actual.
An
No, not an
actual
actual.
suit.
No. Actually, no. I'm thinking of something else. Nah, never mind. But yeah, it is very corny and more or less just sex
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah. It's a fucking game.
God.
Yeah.
Like, speaking
And I mean,
of,
to
like,
be fair, like there's so many better fucking games out there. Like, come on, that's like trash tier fucking game. You could get for God, I've got it in my library. Give me a sec.
Like,
Oh,
speaking
no.
of like large tech companies, right? And you know, being the lesser evil ones. So CD Projekt Red, right? On the gaming side of things, like the game development side of things, scummy as shit. Now the storefront kind of things, because they run good
Oh
old
no,
games.
the storefront is
Yeah.
great.
Good old games is, I don't know how they treat developers in terms of like what sort of cut they get from the store sales, but the fact that they take old games and make them forward compatible with modern operating systems is just. Oh.
Yeah, you've talked about this before. It's a very impressive.
Yeah, no,
kind of thing, I think.
so from what I understand, I think, get user feed, like the actual community to help them, from what I understand.
Mhm.
Like their, I think, moderator or whatever you want to call it, like HR, human resources, community managers or whatever, ask the community like, hey, what are the best settings to use to render this in DOSBox? Or like, hey, what do you need to actually run this?
Yeah, it's
And
like
people just
asking the
contribute.
experts. It's pretty
Yeah,
smart.
because I've actually compared, because I have bought a few games on Steam that are like really old that run on DOSBox. Surprisingly, actually, Steam does also include DOSBox in a lot of its older games that come from like the DOS era.
And
But
they're also not likely gonna work. That's the sad part.
yeah,
But they
yeah,
do on
that's the sad
GOG.
bit.
But
But
it's
I've checked. So like, you get a configuration file for running the games on DOSBox. I've compared the two. Very different.
yeah.
The ones on GOG run a lot better.
I'm looking at my GOG list of games, right?
All of them are. Most of them for me are just old ass games.
Oh yeah, I have the entirety of the old Might and Magic series, not the Heroes of Might and Magic series, the Might and Magic series, like the
Damn.
4-character like blobber RPG series.
Damn.
I'm gonna fucking say some. I don't really care about old games. As in, like, I don't. I'm not like I'm not a retro games guy at all. I don't. I think that it's good those games are old, and I don't have to play them.
See,
Why?
I'm not like a nostalgia, or well, I am a nostalgia guy, but
Yeah.
I'm not a like a retro games guy. There's a couple of games I like from back in the Yonder series because they were part of my childhood, and
Yeah.
I'll still play them because
Oh,
I mean,
Oh,
that's
no.
part of the reason why I'm playing Skyrim still, because I'm still like with Skyrim, it's like a lot of the design aspects just like suck
Mm.
at this point in time. Like all of those old games, they've just been done better in the meantime. And I don't mean
Yeah.
in terms of graphics, but in the terms of like not being a pain in the dick to play.
oh yeah,
The one
yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
one thing I will say is I am very much a retro kind of guy. Like,
Yeah.
I love me some retro games. Put
I
that
mean,
shit in
people
front of me,
love
I
playing
would
Dark Souls too.
probably.
Like that's just what they like.
True.
Honestly, the thing about Skyrim, though, even as much as people like give it shit,
It's
I
a
think
good game.
the reason why people still play it is because it is just an easy game to pick up. Like it doesn't require a ludicrous amount of like effort.
Yeah.
But also with Dark Souls, I started at regular Dark Souls 1, and a lot of the fandom say you're not really like a Souls player if you haven't played like Kingsfield and all of the super old like PS1 era games.
Oh no, those are
And I
the
just
fucking
can't.
idiots.
They're
Oh yeah,
just
those are so like
clunky.
there is a good way to go about it, and there's the elitist way to go about it. Like if you see someone enjoying a game, and
You have
like
to
even
bully
an
them
old
for it.
yeah, like to be fair, that is me though. Like if I jump into a series, I'm going to play the first one ever released. Like I'm talking like back in the
Do you
90s
want to
release.
like play the original Elite?
No,
Yes,
no.
yes, I would. I would
You just
do that. I would torture myself to go through that. I absolutely would.
but why though?
Because I enjoy that kind of thing. Like I enjoy figuring out how they did it back in the day. You get me?
Because he has bad opinions and doesn't enjoy things.
Fuck you, Chris.
Boom! Got him.
Hold on.
Fuck you, assholes.
No, I mean this. It's an entirely. It's a thing that people
Your
like to
head.
do.
Oh, you asshole. you fuck. twat.
But like the whole gate, I've never like understood the whole gatekeeping thing. Like, what is it that people like? What is it that you get essentially from telling someone, "Oh, well, like I'm like, oh, enjoy playing Dark Souls. It's a thing that I enjoy playing. I really had fun playing Dark Souls 3." Like, what does the gatekeeper gain from saying, "Oh, but you haven't really played Dark Souls if you haven't played the fucking Castlevania poop monster series."
It
Like,
is.
I
what's
don't
the
know.
thing
Is
that
this
you
a
get
genuine
out
question?
of it?
It's a false sense of superiority is effectively
Yes.
what they're getting.
I don't think
Now,
so.
I can guarantee you that the vast majority of the people that are like this have never played the games where they go, "Oh, you're not a true fan if you've not played so and so."
Do
It's
you
like,
think that? Because I always give, like, when somebody tells me they've like done something, I always assume it's true. I've never even
Yeah.
considered that potentially they didn't even do it themselves.
I think they do it themselves. I don't think it's necessarily a superiority thing. It's more of an exclusive club kind of situation where they kind of, as a group,
I am the cool guy of the group.
But
no,
it's
Yeah.
not
it's a
the
group
cool guy of the
that
group,
like
but we are
one,
all a group who have this shared experience.
but it's a
And
group that one guy imagines exists. Like, that's what
Yeah.
gatekeeping ultimately is.
Wow.
I
Can
would
it?
argue, however, that a little bit of gatekeeping, just a little bit of gatekeeping, is a-okay. Just a little.
Yeah,
bit.
like
It depends.
keeping women out of games.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Like I'm when it's like, yeah, you can't call yourself a medical doctor if you don't have a medical degree. I'm fine with that level of gatekeeping, you know.
Yeah.
or like if it's actual cancerous people, like they constantly bring up drama. They're just a shitty person overall.
But I feel like that's not gatekeeping. Like,
No, I feel that is gatekeeping.
if you
because
exclude a particular person because they're a piece of shit, that's not gatekeeping. That's just social hygiene. Gatekeeping is more like saying this category of person by default cannot under any circumstances come past the gate. You have to be.
Well, I mean, if they're a pedophile, then yeah.
It
That is
sounds like when I
gatekeeping.
tried to play Destiny and all of the guys were like, girls don't play shooting games.
What the
What?
fuck?
Hey, go back to Sims.
Yeah, you all play stuff like
They're like,
Bejeweled and
I bet
Farmville.
you started playing games because you like Stardew Valley.
Well, I mean, Stardew
Leisure
Valley is
Suit
killer.
Larry.
Who the fuck said that? Who the
Real
fuck said
women
that?
play Leisure Suit Larry.
Ah,
Don't
yes.
you know?
Real
Max
women
Gentleman Sexy Business?
Yeah.
No, no,
real women play Lula 3D.
That also one of those things that I've never like really understood, because I remember encountering this kind of attitude pretty early on in my like childhood.
No. You know
Where
what?
someone was like, "Oh, how can it possibly be that a femoid performs this activity which is not traditionally female?" And like people were like confused about this. I'm like, well, it's stereotypically that, but like that you can still do it. Like, it's people still exist that do that. This is not like a difficult concept to wrap your head around.
So,
Certain things, though.
where my stance
Yeah.
on gatekeeping
Real
is, right?
girls, women, get introduced to gaming through Breeders of Nephilim Alpha.
Bruh.
What?
No, that is legitimately a game in my
Is
life.
that a weeb game?
It's
No,
a
that
furry
is
porn game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
But, no. Where my stance
just
on
loving myself.
gatekeeping is if a product that I thoroughly enjoy is made noticeably worse in pretty much every like abject metric, then I feel like those people shouldn't be let in.
Well, this is the fault
What
of
makes
the
it
people
work?
who make the product.
Sorry, what, Burger?
I mean, isn't that on the people that make the product?
True, but they also cater to, demands
Yeah.
of the people. Because they think it'll make them more money.
Whether-
Ultimately, it also does, but not in the long shot.
Whether it be from perceived large groups or actual large groups of people.
It's one of the reasons why I like the Soulsborne
I have a-
type of series of video games, because they've never compromised, and as a result, the product has pretty much consistently stayed good. And
Yeah,
the people who want to get into it,
either get good or just fuck
I
off
have
and bitch
a
about
I
it.
have
or
a
just fuck off.
socialist aspect to this.
mm,
Are you gatekeeping the people that want to play the game, or are you gatekeeping the investors? Because they're
yeah.
so because that's what the company is really catering to, is the investors who want to see the game
True.
make the maximum amount of money possible.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair,
what I'm
I've-
gatekeeping
I've-
is anyone who will objectively make a game series that I like worse. Be that loud players who are like, you should make this like so and so and cater to the absolute lowest common denominator, and
Or
pretty much
people
like
who-
ruin everything that
yeah.
people came to the series for.
So the entirety
Yeah.
of EA then.
Yes, basically. Gatekeep EA and EA fans.
Yes, very much so. That sounds like a great idea.
I
think I could finally get behind.
imagine this, right? So like a
No.
person that's always wanted to try Dark Souls, but that for whom Dark Souls was difficult. And then they find
Yeah.
out they made a Dark Souls that isn't as difficult, and they try it and they enjoy it.
Elden Ring.
Why? How is that person at fault? Because
Oh,
they
he's not-
they're
they're
not
not at
involved
fault.
in
They're
the
not at
decision
fault.
making process at any point.
They are not at fault. It's the vocal portion. It's where you go out of your way to say, "Oh, well, you guys are just gatekeeping assholes because, these games are difficult. Lower the difficulty." And it's like, "Well, no." And if the developers even say like, "Well, no, because it's an artistic decision and we decided to make it this difficult."
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. I'm not even
Those
actually
are
against this.
genuine-
I'm just trying to pick a fight. This.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm
You
a
gotta- you gotta
fan.
fix
I'm a fan of like having things be low diff. I don't like difficult video games. Life is difficult. That fucking
I'm here to have a good time.
yeah, exactly.
I don't mind.
but I know a
it
lot
all
of people enjoy the challenge.
Yeah, I like challenging myself, but I don't like going through a harrowing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like unfair difficulty, like really old games where you were just not explained anything, had to refer to the manual, and they were just like, LMAO, just get good, bruh.
So old games are in a special category because they were designed at a time where game design was like the absolute Wild West and nobody had any fucking idea what they were doing.
Remember
Yeah.
when we didn't have the internet
The
and
best.
we couldn't just look up the answers?
Oh my!
Yeah,
And to
the
be fair
best.
though, it did give things a certain degree of like. I remember playing old Zelda
A certain
games.
charm.
Yeah.
And there was a magic about like not being able to look up the answer
Figuring
on the
it out.
internet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I
That's
liked
what I-
those like weird like word of mouth stuff that you would
Yeah.
just try because
Oh
your
yeah,
friend
the
was like,
street rumors.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
ah,
you
yeah,
had to,
if-
you,
With
or
the
you had to
Pokemon games,
look
if
up.
you go here and you touch this rock, you can like capture Mew. And
I
it's
mean, you
like,
kind of
oh,
still
no.
have that with just like false information on the internet, but you can always
Yeah.
verify it
Yeah,
by
but-
looking at is it in the official wiki.
yeah.
Also, I think the false info. Well, no, it's always there's always kind of been some maliciousness around, feeding false information, but on the internet, it just spreads like wildfire nowadays.
Yeah, but you can always check the wiki, and it's like
Mhm.
Well, do people
the wiki-
normally do that?
no, but
Yeah.
you can, and that's the point.
You can, but do you? To me,
Yes.
there's a difference between you can and you will.
I do, yeah, I do.
So
that.
I wanna give props here, right, to the internet autistic community.
Which introduced
They are usually the
Hell
people who keep up accurate information on wikis,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I salute you,
Yeah,
absolute
fucking-
crazy bastards.
Thanks
Oh,
Ben for
the-
putting in the work.
like
yeah, play the
if there's
national anthem
anybody-
for autism.
if there's anybody who I highly respect, it's either modders, data miners, and people who just have way too much time on their hands and are really good at math.
It's
At
this
math.
is the kind of shit
Yeah.
when I hear people talking about how in a fucking without a profit incentive, nothing good would ever happen. And then I look at fucking Skyrim and how much better that game has been made through just people getting together and doing things because they want to do them. Like, yeah, sure, some of them have Patreons and some of them have like Ko-fis and like donation buttons, but you know, that's fair. They don't. It's not like it's not profit. That's like people expressing their gratitude. They would be doing this if they didn't have those things. But some of them have those things so they can take more time off the thing that they have a profit incentive for, like their day job, to dedicate to the passion project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a lovely time to be alive.
Yeah, it's great.
The modding community especially holds a very, very deep rooted place in my heart.
Yeah.
Purely because all the best things that have come out of like the gaming industry has usually always been mods, and a lot of the best games started off as mods for another game.
The entirety of the reason why Valve is still relevant.
Yeah.
Well,
or like why Bethesda games are playable now.
It all like Team Fortress 2, for an example, right? Started off because a couple people went, "Wouldn't it be cool if?" And they made Team Fortress 1, and then Valve were like, we like that concept. Will you make it like a second one, but put hats in it too?
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, I genuinely do, because I'm starting to mod. I've told this story I've said this before, like I've started to mod, but now I have really started to mod. I've actually published like a small sub-mods on my Steam.
Hey, good for you.
Yay. Well, it's not really anything. It's more or less just help. The thing is, I look at this purely from like a testing standpoint, because I am a tester on several mods already.
Of my patient.
So all my sub mods are just going to be purely for testing purposes, like nothing else. But I am in several, and I always read through the conversations of like people who mod. Just today, actually speaking, I was reading through an entire exchange between two people talking about scripting, and then one of them going, "Nah, this shit ain't possible," and then the next couple of sentences going, "Holy shit, wait, I did this code. It is." And it's just, seeing like people come together, make ideas, and go over like what's possible, what's not, finding out they're wrong, and just going like, "Holy shit, this is so," it's like, fuck yeah, bruh.
Working on that kind of thing has, like, historically always brought out the, like, my most motivated state of working.
Yeah.
I used to work for this, with this group that ended up calling themselves Blue Cassette because of a fucking throwaway joke I made at some point. We were like, there was like a big civilization game, and it was like a battle royale, and all the civilizations around the world, and I used to work with them as like a voice actor, and we had this big project of revealing, and I remember we were like, for like a month, I was dedicating 8 hours a day to that project to like make it happen, to make it good. I improve like straight up the single, like as in terms of like a singular event, it massively improved my video editing skills.
Damn.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, and that really brings out dedication. Whereas when you like work and you get paid for it, and there's a hierarchy, and you can't like it doesn't really.
Well, it kind of feels like you're improving in ways that you would like to improve, instead of just getting paid to do something.
And it's not even like I prefer volunteering to not volunteering work. Like I actually enjoy, even if the volunteering work is work that I don't really enjoy doing, and perhaps the work that I get paid for, unless it's like the job that I have now, which is like the best. But there's stuff like I have to do, like I'm good at customer interaction. I like doing customer interaction. That is a regular job. I don't like doing it as much as like just wading through shit for charity,
Yeah, no, that's fair. The one thing The one thing I will say is there are though people who will do it for the entirety of the wrong reasons. Like, y- I'm sure you've heard of
that's
this
anything,
Fallout
though.
mods. I think it was Fallout 3, not Fallout New Vegas, but someone made a Fallout mod, and the fallout from it getting released, like, no pun intended here, like the fallout from that shit getting released and like a lot of discoveries coming out behind the people who made the mod. It was like,
It was quite
bruh.
entertaining, I have to admit. I do remember the mod you're talking about. It was for Fallout 3, and it was
Yeah.
Was
quite
it? Was it? What was the allegations?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
One of them was a
I think that there was an
pedophile.
entire dialogue
There,
thing of
there
like
is one.
talking about smelly feet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there is. So there's that. So there's a lot of such shit in the mod itself. Like, there's this one where there's a barely legal girl who who you can then convince to become your slave, your property.
Um,
And just as she turns 18, and she runs away from home, I think.
Right.
For you?
Yeah, you help her escape, more or less.
weird.
Yeah, hang on, give me a second. I'm trying to find it. Holy shit, what's his name? Gaming Down Under, Remy Gaming. Remy Down Under, where are you, cunt?
Right. So,
Remy
so
Down Under did a
basically, it
great
came out
video.
that they were like weird people too.
Yeah, and also, so there's
So, like, it was
and
basically Blizzard.
there were also a lot of stolen assets and shit. Also,
Oh.
just sometimes like treating fans, they had some controversy around how they portrayed the Enclave. When it came to in regards of how the fans viewed them, I guess. Make of that what you will. But Fallout New Vegas: The Frontier.
Yeah.
That was the name.
I think
There
this
was
was
also
talked
another
about
issue.
at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. There was also another thing which I found quite interesting with how it was handled. They seem to have a fall guy ready. Like as when the mod came out, as soon as they were starting to get backlash, they've done multiple interviews at this point where they were just pinning the blame on entirely on one person. Entirely on one person. And it was just like, you're using a fall guy. You are entirely using a fault guy. It's all your fault. It's not just one person. It's everyone's fault in this team.
Yeah. Straight
But you're
up, it's
using a
just
phone.
like like Activision Blizzard shit.
Yeah,
Like
and
this is the kind.
I'm
These are the kind of
surprised
people who,
nobody
in the
called them out
business
on it.
world, end up succeeding in leading these companies.
Yeah. Well, except in this case, it's the fans because you're really close because you are a tight knitted community. In comparison to video games, at least you are a far more tight knitted community in comparison to video game companies. In this case, the fans will not forgive and forget as easily.
Well, yeah, because you don't own the means of production at that point. I mean, you do own them, but you
Yeah.
don't have like this institutional thing where you
Yeah.
just own all the copyright to all the game franchises that people like. Like the
That is true.
institution is comprised of the people that run it, and if they disappear, so does the institution. Whereas like Activision Blizzard exists as an independent entity backed by capital. So yeah, I mean, that can happen to you. Yeah, that's definitely true. Any recommendations for how to cook human flesh? Asking for a friend. What the fuck?
I don't know. Ask that German guy.
What is happening? Fucking I forget his name. Der Kannibale von Rothenburg.
Yeah. Rammstein
Armin
made a song about.
Meavis. Armin Meavis. Yeah, I remember him. By the way, speaking of people who work in IT, could it be that Nemo and I are the only people in here who don't like work in IT?
I think so.
I
It
mean,
would be entirely
I
possible.
work a sort of like double job, I guess you could call it. I work both like retail IT tech support as well as a sort of warehouse gig.
Lol.
Very much a service job.
That sucks.
Oof.
Kirby?
I feel sorry for you, my brother.
I love this pick, dude.
I mean, it's not. it's not as bad as it could be. Obviously, I have to deal with boomers, and that's in and of itself is kind of like depressing.
Mm.
Like, it made me
But
sad.
what's even worse is when you have to deal with Karens, like proper Karens who bring their like little like. And I hope my company doesn't like randomly go onto this stream, but these little absolute like demon parasite crotch droppings they bring with them.
Yeah, no,
Children?
I understand. I understand.
No, not children. Children are perfectly fine. They're well behaved. They're mannered. They know they're not supposed to act like absolute
I
lunatics
see.
in a store.
Mhm.
These little wastes of human genomes, right, run around and like knock over everything. They will tear wrappers off fresh products. They will throw shit. They will bite people.
That
Yeah.
is insane. Like,
I feel
It
like
is.
the parent should know. Like, that's definitely a fault with the parent.
Yeah. You have to.
Oh,
like,
no, it's always-
if your kid is doing that, you need to get your fucking kid under control. I don't care.
No, to
Just
me, it's
take
always
it
going
out,
to be the
take it
parents'
out back
fault.
and stamp it to death. There you go. Problem solved.
Whoa.
No, I agree with him on this. I agree with
It's just a very late term abortion.
You agree to killing babies? We'll get that on record.
well,
Can we jot that down?
They aren't babies at this point. They're they've
Well,
advanced
children.
past
Well,
that stage.
I mean, killing
no.
children obviously is not as bad as killing babies.
Oh, and I thought of something terrible, but
I mean, that's why
my
they
boys-
made it illegal. The world's fucked.
That was literally going goblin mode. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Why were we at a supermarket?
It's not a supermarket. It's a retail electronics store.
Oh, right.
Which makes it worse if they like run around and tear shit down. Like if
That's expensive shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, why are you bringing your kids to this place if you know they're going to behave like this? Oh, wait, because they'll behave like this at home, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to inflict this on us.
Yes. Very much so.
I don't understand. I mean, I don't have kids, right? But I don't understand, like,
I would be surprised if you did.
I get kids being out of control, but to not be able to get them under control, not because you couldn't do it, but because you don't want to do it. That's something I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Because obviously
It's worse to
they're-
try and like corral them when they're crazy.
It's obviously because their little demon is like the perfect little angel who can do no wrong,
I really
and
don't
therefore
think
they
that's
don't
it.
need to do
God.
anything.
A lot
I
of the
fucking
parents
hate
just
that.
don't want to put in the work or the responsibility that it takes to teach them right from wrong because it takes a lot. And so they just let them do what they want. And a lot of the times they give them whatever they want just so that they don't have to, spend time with them and do parent shit.
Personal responsibility. What are you, a fascist?
Jesus.
I guess sometimes.
No, I get where you're coming from. It's like, and I know parenting can be hard, but according to a couple of friends of mine who have
Absolutely
kids, they claim it's the easiest job in the world.
Well, it
Oh,
also
no, I
depends on your
completely
kid as well.
disagree.
No, I don't think.
Whenever someone tells me, like, oh, it's the easiest job, I just look at them like,
They've obviously never babysat a day in their life.
Why
oh, no.
does
Like,
Baldur's Gate have a 100 gigabyte update? What the fuck?
What?
Baldur's
fixed
Gate
it?
3?
Yeah.
Did they fix it?
I
Uh,
don't think so.
They've probably.
Because I think it's still in early access.
Yeah, they added the gnome race and the bard class, and that's 100. I hope this
100.
isn't
And that's-
100 gigabytes in total.
Oh, right. That's
All
probably
on its own?
the core system file that they've updated, and they need to you need to re-download one file.
Just re-download the whole fucking game.
Okay, so I was just wondering about this. We were talking about fucking kids and them being difficult.
yes.
We weren't talking about fucking kids. We were talking about fucking kids. I want to make that very clear.
We have that
Very-
on cam. We have
very
that on
clear.
camera
Yeah,
and
yeah.
on record, Burger. We can both read your lips and
Yeah, so you
Justify
know
in
that that
court.
wasn't what we were talking about.
Don't
That
care.
reminds me of that fucking. Was it Sandro?
Yeah, he posted
We
it
said,
in
like,
Edgy
yeah.
recently. Yeah. It's like,
Oh, that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that was.
I don't
Mwah.
know if I like child pornography. I haven't seen.
I haven't
any.
tried it.
Fucking, I mean, he has a
My
point.
dude.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
but
List
Hot.
of defenders.
yeah.
Bastion lista.
Bastion. That's a good
Yeah.
game.
No, I'm not talking about that Bastion. I'm just muttering to myself while I'm doing this because I'm currently modding at the same time as I'm talking to you.
Nerf
that's-
Bastion.
Bastion is cringe.
What are you for playing Overwatch?
Overwatch?
No, I'm modding. I'm currently
Overwatch.
modding. No, not Overwatch.
Everyone knows that Jesse is top tier, so
Which one's Jesse?
the
One of the
cowboy.
new ones.
Oh,
Oh,
the
no,
one
it's
who
not.
got
This is
renamed.
McCree, right? Not Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
the
name
guy
is
they
Jesse
changed
McCree.
the name of because Jesse McCree is
Wait.
a
So there's a new character in Overwatch 2 that is called Jesse McCree as well.
They what?
It
No.
I don't know,
This is just no. Nemo called him Jesse, even though people like you call him McCree. That's. I didn't know you were on a first name basis with the guy. Like, so I assumed
Not
it was
weird.
it's Ash is the cowboy lady with the sniper rifle.
There's a cowboy lady?
Yeah.
there's a cowboy lady.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new. I do actually look forward to Overwatch 2 coming out. I'm gonna play it.
I'll have you know,
That's
he's
the
not
golf
called.
girl.
He's not called McCree. It's
Yeah, I forget what
it's
his name
very
is.
very rude of you to call him by his dead name. You should call him by his actual name, Cole Cassidy.
Yeah, it's Cole Cassidy. I love.
Which
I
is
think Cole
stupid.
Cassidy. Cole Cassidy is to me a better name.
No,
I
it's-
love
Sounds way more Western.
that
Well,
they.
Cassidy is like the kid, right?
I don't know. I don't even feel like either of them sounds like more Western than the other. But I do know that like because the character like they renamed him because the guy Jesse McCree at Blizzard was like a rapist, right? And they
Yeah.
had named the character after him.
Mm-mm. I see.
And then people were going after fucking Matt Mercer
Why?
because
For
he was the
voicing
voice actor of the character.
Sorry, you did your job.
And they were like, "How dare you be associated with someone like this?" He's like, "What? I didn't even know the guy
Right.
existed. Even Like,
We
what
aren't
the
like
fuck?"
friends. Like,
Yeah, I didn't. I've never met him. Like, so you should
Well-
disavow. Like, you're supporting. Like, no, what the fuck?
It's kind of why I like the Diablo 2 sort of community. Because they don't really care much about what happens at Blizzard. They just want to play their game.
You shouldn't really. I mean, no, actually, you should from like a socialist perspective, but not from a gaming perspective.
I mean, from a consumer perspective.
Gaming.
Yeah, from a consumer perspective.
Gaming.
Gaming with a focus on the extra gay.
Gaming.
Gaming.
It's gay.
we could all
Add
use a little bit more
gaming.
gay.
Adding the extra gay.
Alright. Well, I had to said something very clever to say, but then I forgot.
Ha. Cringe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Entering that fucking late stage senility.
Yeah. I've been reading just Mage the Awakening lore, like a lot of it.
Oh, based.
What's your
And-
favorite
Age
part?
the Awakening.
I mean, the thing that sold me on it still, it's not even my favorite part, but the thing that I found super fucking funny was like paradox ghosts who like show up when you break reality and are like, you are
Yeah.
going to reality jail, my man.
Yeah. I mean, like, Mage the Ascension is basically a system that is focused around, like, telling reality to go sit in a corner and cry.
Yeah, yeah. I'm reading like about the Akashic Brotherhood right now, and it's like, yeah, they had like fucking rocket launchers and planes in the
Bro.
1300s because they're
Sounds
Yeah.
awful, though.
wizards. Like they don't give a
Right.
shit.
Fuck
No
time.
sense of right or wrong.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Quite
so,
literally in this
there's
case.
so much stuff in this, and I need to like boil it down to maybe I don't even want to say 10 minutes because the script is already like the script at this point. There's enough script for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, we're already fucking, like, 15, 17, 18 minutes in, and then there's even when I start talking about the 9 traditions.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I have
Jesus.
to condense a lot of stuff down into... Because
Wait,
I
are
explained
you-
how Mage works, even.
It's...
Are you covering like the entirety of the White Wolf RPG systems, like the old, like the World of Darkness stuff?
No, I just... A lot of people asked me to cover Mage after the vampire video. And I'm currently a bit hyperfixated on Mage. I've been reading the lore anyway, so it fits.
Mage is so much fun, but kind of a hidden gem in my opinion
fuck?
is Mummy the Curse.
Yeah, but that was like old.
Yeah, but it's still interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know when the latest edition of that came out.
Before
Hang
I
on,
was
I'm
born.
losing my mind here.
Are you?
Okay.
Yeah, I am
You found
legitimately
it?
losing my mind.
Where's it
Going
gone,
goblin mode
mate?
in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am currently looking. I'm just like,
You wanna
Why have you
elaborate?
lost it?
I've
Well-
dropped my glasses and I can't find it.
Wait,
no.
wait, hold on.
So I am currently looking at some tables right now, and I'm just like, wait a second. There's a missing commander slot here for units. What the fuck is going on? Like, how?
Well, not
How
all
are these guys
tables
supposed-
need to be for like playing Warhammer on it. There's
No,
just
this isn't
also
Warhammer,
tables
this is-
that you can put on.
No. This is like
Clue.
an actual spreadsheet table. This is like an actual spreadsheet table. This is how modding works in this game.
So
In the
In
game I'm modding.
Excel?
Similar, yes. We
Let's
have our
see
own
it.
tools.
So
Are you modding
apparently-
Eve Online or what's the fucking?
Yes, I'm looking at math formulas. No,
Apparently, the second edition of Mummy the Curse came out last year.
What the
What?
fuck? Mommy. The
Yeah.
curse.
is this in any way
seconded.
connected to like the Mummy movies?
No.
It
No.
might perhaps be with the connected to the idea of mummy.
Because I know there's
Mummies?
been the supplemental books like Book of the Deceive, Sothis Ascends, and Dreams of Avarice. But I never expected a second edition to come out. Bro, that's amazing.
It doesn't.
Wait, it was
Bruh.
financed through crowdfunding?
I thought you were about to say it was financed through crack.
Oh,
I mean, probably a little bit.
What-
yeah,
they-
it's
and released in a second edition on September 15th. Oh my god.
That's
2021.
crazy.
What the shit? The first one came out in 2013 too.
yeah. And it came out to basically like nobody wanted to play it.
This is completely like went under.
Yeah. What came before? Oh, was it Geist? That was like the last sort of rule book that got released, like in a core edition before Mummy the Cursed.
Wraith, perhaps. That's
Uh,
wild.
What? How the fuck are they supposed to recruit naval units? Did they
What?
just not?
I don't
In the
know,
shipyard.
Posh. I do not know. I can't tell you.
I'm legitimately losing my mind. I've seen in game this faction recruit naval units. Like it
They-
has a legitimate navy, but
They
I
do it by
cannot
the sea.
find in the command because there is a specific table where you have to set up commander units to recruit armies. For this faction, there are no commander tables.
Do you think Serbia has a navy? Because they're not like completely landlocked, right?
Oh,
No,
let's
Serbia is
look this
completely
up.
landlocked.
Serbian
They've-
Navy.
Serbia is completely landlocked.
No, it's not. There's like a tiny stretch of land where they have access to the sea.
No,
they have the
you're pulling my
Serbian
leg.
river flotilla.
Yeah, they have a river. That's a good excuse to go. No, it is for river. We put it on rivers.
It's,
We do not,
Oh
good,
god!
my ninjas.
Oh, Burger!
Yeah.
Look at their fucking command ship!
hell yeah, dude. Hell yes.
Hey, Keshi, how's it going?
Comrade, it is
Incredible.
not tourist boat, it is
Yeah.
command ship.
What are you on about? These are not tourist horns. These are machine guns. There.
Right,
That is
so
incredible.
here's what's like in their list of like their navy, right? River minesweepers, river patrol craft, landing craft, patrol boats,
Landing craft.
multi-role fast combat boats,
Sounds like
whatever
the
the hell
Bayou.
that is, inflatable boats, degaussing vessels, and a replenishment tanker.
Hang on, did you just deny the existence of Montenegro?
What?
Serbia is completely landlocked.
Is
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you it is.
The sliver that goes out to the Mediterranean is called Montenegro and is a different country.
Chris,
Oh, sorry. No, I was
denying-
thinking.
Bosnia.
I was thinking of Bosnia. I was thinking
Yes,
about
well,
Bosnia, where it has that
let's-
tiny little,
Let's Google that.
like, because like Croatia kind of branches all the way around, but there's like
Which is a great move, honestly.
Neither.
Serbia-
I love that the second branch of Croatia, I don't believe is actually connected to the mainland of Croatia by.
Yeah, Bosnia
Oh,
doesn't have
yeah,
Bosnia
it
doesn't have a
isn't.
navy.
Bosnia doesn't have a navy.
They
Interesting.
clearly have
They've
the
got-
Serbia
city of
does.
Neum is wide open for attack.
I mean, good luck getting in like with their ground forces and anti-aircraft emplacements.
You have boats.
And you know, also the fact that they have to go
What, are you gonna
through, I
shoot
think,
a
a
boat?
couple of NATO countries.
No, with the Serbia, Serbia is right there. Serbia is right there.
What if they attack through the Sava River?
They need to get past the Feral Beach restaurant. Eh, this is so dumb. Honestly.
They have to get past those two guys standing out in the field with a fucking harmonica.
They do have armed forces though. They probably have like one boat.
One is enough.
One
I mean,
boat
it is
goes back.
literally, it's like a tiny, this is the only part of the fucking, that it's in the sea. The town of Neum has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe like 16 streets total.
They probably have a
Nice.
single boat so they can sail to Italy and be like, "Come help."
Yeah. There's a bunch of, it's mostly hotels too. So that is, yeah. And they have they have a surprising amount of coastline though, because there's they have like a whole peninsula. That like sticks out and is very thin. This is fucking dumb, dude. And then there's another sliver of just Croatia. It's fucking...
It's the second sliver of Croatia that does it for me.
Like, it belongs to us, comrade.
It's just fucking Yugoslavia, dude.
Literally the Balkans.
It's such an incredible place.
It's like those areas specifically are very magical, aren't they? Like
Is this like a sarcastic magical?
No. Like completely magical.
It's magical realism, basically.
Yes, you've done a video on this.
Yeah, but I mean, I talked about Russia there, but yeah, it fucking honestly is. It's magical realism.
Speaking of like countries and stuff, I want to go to Liechtenstein at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can go visit their historical landmarks, such as a dental factory.
No, see,
But
it's
they
just
make
because
teeth.
it's not because I want to go to like a historical landmark or anything. I just want to go up to that one point in the like the tri-border area.
Yeah.
Just so I'd be like, ah, yes, I'm standing in 3 countries at once.
I almost went to Liechtenstein once. We were doing like a bike tour around the Rhine River. And I think it at some point forms the border to Liechtenstein, or it may not. This is the capital. Yeah, this is the Rhine. And yeah, it's like on the border between Switzerland and Liechtenstein. But we went on the Switzerland side for the whole 10 minutes that it took us to pass on bikes. And I was like, let's just switch over just once so we can say that we were in Liechtenstein. But the grown-ups at the boys' home were like, no, we will not do
Aw.
this.
Killjoys.
Yeah,
Kind of cringe if you ask me.
that was
Yeah,
abuse.
pretty cringe.
That was the abuse.
Child abuse. There's like up there. There's like a fucking Austrian exclave in fucking where is it? We talked about it on the podcast recently. No, it's not that. It's fuck. Where is it? It's just one ski slope. Yeah, Jungholz. Straight
Damn.
up, I'm gonna post a picture of this because it's insane. And I'm gonna also show you that, like, if I put it like this, you can see the actual border. It's some of the dumbest. Like, it's the kind of thing that you could get that happens in like the Balkans, where everybody cares a lot about the borders, or in like Western Europe, where nobody actually cares about the borders. Like, it's either those two places. Like, nowhere else will you see this kind of thing. So it's not technically an exclave because it is connected to the overall country of Austria, right? But this is the connection with, like, the borders on it.
So
Come on, load picture. Fucking, it's like the shadow of the tree is bigger than that opening.
Deutschland. How the what?
Yeah. Let me open Google Earth real quick
What?
so I can measure how small that opening is.
How
Yeah.
is that? God damn it! Fucking borders again.
wait, so does that mean that like because of that tiny opening, they are both connected to the same country?
No, it's still it's not an exclave because of that. It's like connected to mainstream Austria to mainland Austria.
Yeah.
Let me come on.
Shit. No.
Give me the actual borders, dude. There we go. There we go. Let me measure the. It's like on the peak of a mountain too. Okay, let me
Hello?
zoom in on this and let me measure this.
Bullshit bureaucracy.
No, I need to. It's in meters. Yeah, centimeters.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah, it appears to be a roughly 4 meters. Hang on.
Still have that on. That's great.
Roughly 5 meters.
So, I don't mean to like spoil games or anything like that, but I'm scrimming and Ayla has just permanently become a werewolf.
You're what?
Isn't
Um,
what in Skyrim you mean?
And yeah, like
What do you mean she's permanently become a werewolf? Because when I was playing the other day, I was like, she was just running around Whiterun naked. I was like, what the fuck is happening with you?
He wants
She's
your
like
amulet
she's
of
like
Mara.
walking around covering herself, and I thought this was some sort of scripted event. I'll like talk to her, and she's like. She like stands like the way the NPC stands, like Cod-like Whitemane is the leader of the companions. Like, okay, fam, but like, why are you naked?
But why are you naked?
This was not my question.
But yeah, no, she's just like in doggy mode, but refuses to revert.
That's
Back.
fucked up.
Mm.
Do you have her as a follower? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like I think I might have fast traveled while she was transformed and just didn't.
That's fucked up. I'm still hanging out with Lydia.
She's permanently a furry now.
Um, I actually,
LMAO.
I completed the Companions Questline recently. I'm doing like a battle mage playthrough, and it's like, yeah, by the way, there's like a chance that you just randomly transform into a werewolf every night with this mod. And I'm like, okay, I need to prioritize this because I don't want to like be in the College of Winterhold and suddenly spurg the fuck out. And they're like, and Jazargo is like, ah, yes, I can dry out my fire magic.
Oh god.
Well, yeah, because you can cure yourself if you have like a spare head.
Yeah, I did that actually. I have a
Yeah.
lot of those heads. It's also
Yeah, 'cause
they
get,
have
like,
you
4 of
walk. They're like, if you get all the heads, they're like 4. Weight 4.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 of them. So you're just carrying around 20 weight for no fucking reason. And it's like 3 quests until you can actually let go of them. It's kind of fucked up.
That's really annoying.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Also, is there any reason to have more than 2?
One
for you,
well,
one
one
for
for the Dragonborn Museum in Solitude if you have that mod, but you don't need more than 3. And even then, you can make a replica of it.
A replica of someone's severed head?
No, but you get 3, you get 5 of the heads if you kill all the witches. It's like an optional goal of the quest to eliminate the coven, which I did.
Of course, yeah.
Because they're women.
Based.
Wow.
Freaking cringe, man. Women, alright.
As you
Women be cringe, yo.
You see, this is a very male space, Nemo. That's what
I
this is
do.
historically been, yeah.
I have entered the sausage festival. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. Kashi, you work in IT, right?
Nah,
God,
I work at a grocery store and a restaurant.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. Okay, so
cringe.
this now
But I
it's
spend the rest of my time.
So now there's 3 of
working-
us that
Yeah,
don't
this-
work in IT.
it's 50-50 IT, non-IT people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like a lot of programmers. To be fair, though, a lot of those programmers are
There's a lot of programmers, and there's a lot of trans folks, and there's a lot of autists on my server. You
For
I
some
do
know,
reason-
happen to be an
Where is your content for them, Burger?
I don't know. I don't know why they're here.
I mean, no. He's already doing content, at least for the autists and the programmers, and the fact that he's doing World of Darkness.
But
I
I
mean-
wasn't doing World of Darkness for the most part.
You're now, aren't you, though? And Shadowrun,
I would say a lot of people come for the Shadowrun, I would assume.
Yeah, no,
That is
come on.
actually a lot of people. They like showed
is
up
a
for
good-
Shadowrun, and they were like, "I like the politics aspect too."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually why I came.
What I will give your server a shit ton of credit for, Burger, is the politics here, like the discussion. Probably the only non-toxic talk of politics I've seen anywhere.
Yeah, I work very hard to keep it that way, honestly, because especially like toxic leftist political discourse is the absolute curse of humanity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty cringe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's one of
I
the
agree
reasons
with you
why
there.
most places I can't go on the internet and go and say like, oh yeah, I'm a left-leaning person, because they'll immediately assume that I'm like the
That.
the
You're one
screaming
of
Twitterite.
those
Yeah.
leftists.
And when you do go on the leftist
Mm.
thing, it's like, excuse me, you don't want to chop off your own dick? That's not real praxis. It's like, motherfucker, have you actually like read theory, you dumb fuck?
Oh my god.
It's like
Like
this.
usually,
I cannot stand
Yeah.
them.
usually my clapback is, have you done anything for your local community other than sit on Twitter and complain?
Oh yeah, it's most of the time it's like, oh, you shouldn't vote. That's the main contribution that they have made. You shouldn't
Excuse
vote.
me?
Yeah.
No, you should vote. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
should
mean, I
vote
feel
to
like
keep
you should
fucking...
do both of those things. Like,
Yeah, you need
it's not
to. Of course,
difficult.
yeah, and it's like it's the fun. This is one of the funniest things about like people who go electoralism is bad, and then they go ahead and like classify it as it's just when you go vote. It's like no, that's not what electoralism is.
I will murder people who
Like
say that.
Okay.
electoralism is the thing that like hardline fucking wasps have been doing for the past 60 years to ban Roe v. Wade and dismantle the American state apparatus. That's what you could have been doing the last 60 years, but you fucking weren't.
But instead,
But you weren't.
didn't.
It's a fucking incredible, honestly.
And a lot of them don't do anything, and they're just like, no, I'm on the right side. And I'm just like, I feel like if you do nothing, you're on the side of the oppressor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
for
not
sure.
sorry.
But like in their mind, they're not doing nothing. By discouraging people from doing something, they're actually bringing about the revolution.
oh yeah.
So it's
I
not.
want to fucking
The
murder those
revolution of which
Complaining-
they're gonna be the first one lined up against the wall and
Oh,
shot.
100.
What is it? The doctrine of Karen.
Yeah. Straight up.
It's like, oh god, oh you've brought the beast out of me. I hate
what if
people who like
the darker side of me?
yeah.
Stop.
I hate.
Come on.
Genuinely, I have nothing but absolute loathing for people who are like, yes, the revolution goes forward, comrades. Like, no, do you know how many people that's going to hurt and inevitably not end up benefiting them in the slightest?
I think the revolution is good, and you can do it without violence. But you know, that's people don't want to talk about that. People
no,
bring
like,
it up
they
when it's
always-
convenient to them. You know what I mean?
They're always talking about the revolution. Usually what they mean is the violent one.
Yeah, because see, this is the thing. I've talked to people like this a long time, and especially with young people, it's like this seems like an easy solution for them. They see all the insurmountably vast problems and realize that it's an extremely difficult thing to get any of that done at all. And they think like, well, if I just kill everyone who disagrees with me, I will just win and be all powerful, and the exact things that I imagine are going to happen.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, then it's like, what do you do then when, when the people like you come around, the troublemakers, the people who want to push for the violent revolution to your violent revolution?
And it's the thing is too, because at that point, like, you start arguing, because the way that they frame the discourse is either you want to be, now it's like you want to do it the slow way and I want to do it the fast way. Like, the revolution is the fast way to get things done, so why wouldn't you want to do it? It's like that's the whole premise of that is incorrect, because it just is the not way. It just doesn't happen when you do that. The slow way is the only way that you can effectively do it.
Oh yeah.
But then you're a
And, like,
fucking liberal.
The other side also, like, during the Black Lives Matter protests, the cops were really egging people on to be violent with them so that they had a chance to be violent back.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you guys are supposed to be our protectors, right? Like, that's what you guys keep saying.
I mean,
But you guys are like,
especially in America, they basically invented the concept of agent provocateur. But it happens often where, like, whenever the cops want to paint like any demonstration in a bad light, they have like one of their own start the fire, and then it's like, oh, the protesters were bad, and that therefore we had to shoot them.
that was the whole thing with the riots. Like, some of the cops were starting these fires,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Oh, look at these protesters! They're out here, killing small businesses and shit." And we're like,
I'm not
okay.
even. I just
there
want
were
to point out. I'm
certain-
not even saying that like the rioting isn't. Like the rioting is an expression of the political will for that to happen. The thing that I'm saying is that you can't. The rioting isn't actually going to achieve. It's not the tool that you're going to use to achieve the change. It's a tool you have that isn't like used in any particular direction because you don't control riot. Like there's people who think you can control riots, and that is insane.
No.
But it's something that happens that like puts pressure and allows you to like have the people who are the Nelson Mandelas to actually go ahead and say, yeah, you can either talk to me or you can talk to them. So
Or you could
might wanna
talk
make
to
that
the fire.
decision.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like riots are only like they're only ever as I guess like peaceful as like the dumbest and most violent person in that protest.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Like individually, people can be smart, kind, and considerate, really good people. But you gather them up in a group, and like the lowest common denominator takes over in terms of like the mindset.
I feel like a lot of people are just sort of they are looking for an excuse to be violent and evil. Like they're looking for some sort of
Justification.
justification to just destroy shit and to hurt other people. And that's something that I just don't like get.
Mm.
What I would be interested in at some, and this is like purely for academical reasons.
Yeah.
What I would
Purely
be interested,
academics, yes.
no, like this is like genuine academics, right?
Okay.
I want to sort of, if I could take like not samples, like if I could take all the riots that have been had in like the world over for the past like 30 years, right? Massive sample pool. And I
Yeah.
can see like how many of those had started because of like someone who is a career criminal, like career violent criminal.
Okay.
Like if you know what I mean by that.
I
Like,
don't.
Like somebody who
someone-
goes to
Like a
prison
mafia
a lot?
guy?
Someone who wants to start shit for the sake of starting shit so that
Oh,
he can,
okay.
get
It's
his
like you want to
aggressions out of
just
the way.
see that
Yeah.
if it's actually just started by someone who's violent for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
That's why I'm saying it's
Yeah.
purely as a sort of like academic thing to see if it is possible to see
Who
if,
threw
like,
that brick?
exactly. But no, like with the riots that happened around the George Floyd thing as well. Apparently, cops had been caught
Hard
like
time.
delivering like pallets of bricks to street corners.
Yes.
And it,
Like I was
it's-
literally out there, like they do that kind of shit. They did
Yeah.
that shit the whole time. And like they would just destroy stuff, and then the media would come and be like, "Look at what all these protesters did." Cuz the cops were like, "Look what they did."
But even
So
in,
fucking
like,
childish.
in the sense of like them, even just there being a riot, I think is like I don't want to condone that it happened, but it is understandable that it happened. But then there are the people who are like, "What do you don't support rioting? What are you, a fucking Nazi?" It's like, no, you fucking dumb.
I don't like
motherfucker.
violence, but
Yeah.
I understand
This
that
is
sometimes.
this is the punch Nazis crowd. Look, I get wanting to punch Nazis, but every single individual person who has ever said, "Oh, I would punch a Nazi," I can guarantee you they have never been in any sort of violent altercation in their entire lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Once you like know violence, you're like, I need to reserve this.
I had to, like, the way I grew up, I had to do violence.
Same.
Yeah, so you get it. Like, it's not
Yeah.
something that you're either a psychopath or you don't enjoy violence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's always these fucking like scrawny middle class girls
I was.
that I could.
I
I
was
could
gonna say, are you calling me out right now, Burger? I was like,
yes.
scrawny. It's like,
Absolutely
you've seen
you,
me,
Posh.
Middle class
Posh
girl.
confirmed to be a scrawny
Oh,
middle class
But, like
girl.
people where if you give them a slap in the face, you would break their neck basically.
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh, I'm going to go."
And they're
punch
running their
Nazis."
mouths.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Like, you're not punching. You're not even punching. Okay. Well,
You couldn't
Believe
win a
what you
fight
want.
against a cat.
some cats are tough.
Yeah, they have
No,
weapons.
trust me. Some cats are really tough, Burger.
It's
Trust me.
fucking Kaji. Well, you just destroy them. See, if you knew how to use violence, you just destroy the
I will
cats.
fucking end you, Burger.
Just destroy the cat.
Yes. You'd remember.
What are you
from
saying
the-
about Khajiit?
Yeah.
Just take
You got a problem
big
against
long
me?
Are you?
They're
rod.
Are
scared,
you,
dude.
Burger?
They're-
Burger. Can you just confirm that you have said violence against Khajiits?
Well, I mean, Khajiits, they steal.
Wow.
And
Oh,
take
oh.
skooma.
I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, they're all
They-
scuba
they-
dealers, dude.
they need to steal and sell skooma in order to afford going to the gym because Khajiit will lift if you have coin.
I literally came here to
When
have a good
elsewhere
time, and I'm
sends
feeling very
Khajiit,
attacked right now.
They're not sending their best.
Because remember, Khajiit has muscles.
They are not sending their
Jeez.
best, dude.
I really want to see an Elder Scrolls game set in elsewhere, just
Yeah,
because
that
of
would be
how
sick.
dimorphic that like
Would be
Khajiit
cool.
are.
Yeah, I only
Because
learned
Apparently
you've
this
got
they're
the
going
cat
to
people,
space,
and they're
so-
also like literal house cats and lions.
Yeah, yeah. I only
Actually, isn't it like the V place that they're going next with 6?
Valenwood?
Yes.
that would be cool as well, but I didn't. Here's the problem. It's the same problem that like literally every single other thing has had. They did ESO.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
the same with GTA Online. They didn't make a new GTA game that was in any way good because they did GTA Online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just made him a Morpurger.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Morpurger.
Yeah, like,
MMORPG.
That's how you
Oh.
make fun.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
God, like Elsewhere and Black Marsh are the two areas I most want to go to in the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
Like,
if
in
a
terms of
Black
the,
Marsh
the
one
lore.
would be as wild as fucking like Morrowind was back in the day, because Black
Yeah.
Marsh is just full of weird shit.
Oh yeah,
That's where the lizard people are from, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Argonians, right?
yeah.
yes.
It-
It's where
it
all
should
the
be-
Argonian maids are at. Therefore, we should invade.
Therefore, we need for science.
It's not we should, it's we need. We need that lizard titty, bro.
Bro, I agree.
The
I fe-
liddies.
There's
Are
something
you?
kind of interesting about that though, because I'm gonna go into some like deep fucking Elder Scrolls lore here.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
But you know how the Argonians
We're all here
have
for
like,
it.
their own creation and pantheon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the High Elves, the Altmer, and whatever their fucking Nazi, the Thalmor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Thalmor obviously outlawed that pantheon in their own and the Argonian creation,
Yeah.
which has also caused a little bit of religious difficulties with their gods. So it'll be interesting seeing if that gets kind of put into the game as
Didn't-
well.
Didn't the Argonians like literally release a plague on the Thalmor?
It's very possible.
That would be sick.
They get us on some wild shit. Like when the Oblivion Crisis happened, they all just turned into tanks. Because their god just decided they
Really?
would be OP.
Like, yeah.
Very normal thing to happen. I mean, in Elder Scrolls, actually, it is.
Yeah,
I love that how, like, on the
Same.
surface, it's very like, oh, this is a generic fantasy game, and it's like, no,
Not really.
absolutely in no way at all. This is a normal
It's just-
game.
I keep
Especially if
forgetting.
you go back to like Morrowind and stuff, you're
Yeah.
like, this is not regular.
Well, I mean, what was it called
yeah,
again?
uh,
Daggerfall.
Fucking
Was
Cliff
it the
Racer?
first?
So
The
the
first
Argonians
Elder
apparently
Scrolls game.
made something called suspected to be the creators of the deadly Womanhattan flu. which supposedly was made in retaliation for the constant oppression of their people by the other races, specifically the Dunmer.
The
Dunmer?
Dunmer.
Yeah.
The fucking Dunmer, aren't those dwarves that disappeared from
they're-
Skyrim?
No,
that's
the Dunmer are the Dark
Dwemer.
Elves.
The Dunmer are the
Dwemer.
Dark
Dunmer are
Elves,
the
yeah.
Dark Elves. I thought the
Yeah.
Dunmer like didn't have any power anywhere because they got kicked out of Mordor.
Well, they don't anymore. Yeah, they fucked up.
How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence.
I love that line, honestly. The whole energy that Dagoth Ur has is
God.
fucking sick.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta post Dagoth Wave now.
Yeah.
They got away.
Yes.
Yes,
Gothwave?
Dagoth Wave.
Dagoth Wave. The
Wave.
fucking
Yeah. Have you not
by
heard of
Young-
it? Like,
by Young Scrolls, the musician.
oh
Yeah.
my god, it's great. Like, even me, who hasn't played Elder Scrolls, is like, damn, this shit slap, yo.
You've not played Elder Scrolls.
No, I have not played Elder Scrolls.
You're not
at
a
all.
real gamer, then.
Look,
We're
I've told
gatekeeping
you-
Elder Scrolls now.
I
Full
told you this.
circle.
Wait, no. I lied. I do have the Elder Scrolls game in my library on GOG.
You should
I
play
have not picked
like,
it up though.
Wait, the Elder Scrolls game. Which one? There's
Like
quite a lot.
Skyrim?
multiple. So all the free ones
Only,
on GOG, which
You
are
can skip
only I think
Oblivion if you want
Arena
to.
Daggerfall. So I think it's Arena Daggerfall, the one about the islands. I think I can't remember.
I fucking hate Arena so much.
How bad
Isn't
is it?
The
Isn't
only
that super old?
Oh,
Elder
right.
Scrolls game
Speaking
I've ever
of-
played was Fallout 4.
Speaking of
Mhm.
the Elder Scrolls, right? So there's a guy called Jim Pagel, who
Pagel.
made a song in relation to Skyrim about the Wabberjack, and he did it in this weird, like,
Wabberjack.
yeah, in the sort of way you could imagine it being actually in the world of Elder Scrolls. There you go. By
If-
the Skywind bards.
If you were muttering Wabberjack to try and remember what it was, it's the staff that randomly does.
No, I
shit.
got it. It's
Yeah.
got the weird, like, open mouths. I just like the word.
The
I just like to say words.
Wait.
Let's be fucking honest here, right?
Hang on. Cassie, did you just post what I think was a Terraria graphic novel series revealed? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Do we
Honestly,
really need?
why can't I find a good pic of the fucking Wabberjack, dude? What the fuck?
Weird.
What, the stick?
Yeah, I'm like
The stick-
googling it, and all the images suck.
Here you go.
Honestly, I appreciate that.
No,
it
but
was-
like, no, I need the top portion like zoomed in.
Oh, here you go.
I think I have
If
one
it-
somebody
hold on.
made
Oh,
before.
There we go. There you go.
This is some soy Wojak shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I like
the stick of soy.
it's, like I was playing the fucking Mind of Pelagius the other day. It's like,
Oh
what-
yes.
I had never known. The internet has ruined me. Oh, see, oh my, see this. There we go. This is the beam.
Average Wabberjack fan. Average
Incredible. Yeah.
Isn't that from the Prince of Madness?
Yeah. Sure, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoggoth.
Honestly, the Shivering Isles DLC was
I
fantastic.
was say, like,
Yes.
didn't he have his own DLC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very
In Oblivion.
good. It was probably none of the City of Mist people that I would play with me here, but I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna be running a bit of a Shivering Isles thing, probably for them in the City of Mist game. Anyway, is this wait? We've already we're over time. We have to stop. the
Wait,
stream.
what?
Okay.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes overdue, Burger.
Uh,
This is what.
So I'm gonna get my pay.
How
cut.
do you manage that, Cassie? How do you manage
Not
that?
cleaning.
That's very impressive, dude.
Anyways.
Yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I'm gonna end
Yeah,
stream.
you
No.
guys staying on for a bit?
But now it's like
Not
why
you,
have
Burger,
a
because I know you're gonna
violent